stuff?
Yeah, it's on the board as well. I mean, you can snag it off of that, but I can certainly email you. Well, how big
I've
of
got
it
it
do you
too.
want? You give me the pixel dimensions on it.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
Job.
Email me and say, I would like the
Physics
pixel dimensions, you know, 1,000 by 1,000 square,
Okay.
you know, 600 by 600 or whatever you want.
The nice thing is, the thing that I worked with him on is that you can read it this size.
Yes.
The beginning ones you couldn't read so well, the contrast wasn't enough, and he had the whole
You know
figure.
what I was
Do we
thinking
even
was-
need the PAM?
If Bill
We don't.
does want
We
to be
don't.
part
I
of
feel
the
like, you know,
concert.
guys,
Well,
I thought
mean,
a
well,
lot about the polyaesthetic muses, and I think we need to go back to calling it polyaesthetic mapping, Pam, still Pam, and use the muses, but really the whole thing is about mapping. And if we
That's
say
true.
muses,
That's true.
I found
Oh.
myself really confused in explaining it to people over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Because
So-
the basic idea of the entire project is
Is
the
mapping.
mapping.
I noticed you were saying that when we were at the thing, you were saying polytheta. I thought, we were talking about polytheta muses.
I know.
Now you're saying mapping.
I know, and that's why.
And,
as
and,
we
and
go-
that makes sense too. I haven't been trying to talk about what polytheta muses are, but if you do talk about polytheta muses, you have to talk about mapping first.
You
Right.
do, so I think we should go back and call, it's still Pam,
Right.
you know, and there's still muses, you know, with.
Mapping the muses.
Mapping the muses.
I like
music.
the, I do like the polytheta muses.
I do,
It adds,
Who's mine?
it's so much more artistic than polytheta mapping.
Was that thing purple?
But this
What's that?
this, you have a
I'm gonna
real
No, it's
communication
still
problem
this,
with
it's
this project.
Oh, yeah.
And the more
Yeah.
layers
You
you
see?
put on it, the
Yeah.
harder it is to.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was making your,
People understand,
It's
kind
making
of
your drink
understand
for
what
us.
mapping is,
Oh.
right?
Yeah, look at it.
So,
Yeah.
I
Glass
think
of
you have it in your
violet
tagline,
blonde
it's
is
mapping
right.
the muses, or it's poly, you
Really
know, you
beautiful
can mention
color.
that in
Glass
the
of
very first
primordial
sentence
soup.
on the website after you say
That's
mapping,
what I
but,
call it.
And, because in essence, aren't the muses to help illustrate the mapping?
yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
So
that's
we
why
want-
they were invented.
Right, so technically, the mapping is the essence of the project, so we need our whole project to be titled.
It's just,
what the
mapping
essence
just
is.
doesn't have a very sexy sound to it.
He wanted
Yeah,
to create sexy
Pam
female
does, though.
characters.
Pam is all the
Right.
sexy you need.
Right, Pam is sexy.
You know, I've never met any sexy Pam.
Me neither, actually.
Oh.
You haven't either.
Oh, so, oh, but there's always Pat.
or how about Polly? Polly is,
Yeah, we're gonna go
We're
with
trying
Polly,
to-
but Polly is Pollyanna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Polly's very
Tails.
innocent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pamela.
But what's funny is, one of the most beautiful women I've ever met, her name was Polly.
Really?
Oh, really?
She was unbelievable. She reminded me of Cindy Crawford. She just naturally had
Could
that.
somebody write a song about the most beautiful woman, Pam? Could you, could you somehow infuse this? Could we change the idea of Pam to somebody beautiful?
Well, that one corner, you know,
And wait, hold on, why should she be beautiful? I need to stand up for women.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. She
let's
could
stand
be
up
a,
for women.
have you ever met a Pam
stand
that
up,
was a
stand up
scientist?
for
Maybe she fits
women.
somewhere else on the
Yeah.
aesthetic map than in beauty.
Actually,
Yeah.
there's a satellite called Pamela.
There is?
Yeah, it's astronomical.
Okay. I think it
It's not-
has to
it's
be
not a common
descriptive
name.
of it.
Not a
Because
common name.
I'm just saying, I run into problems if I start to say it's called the Polyaesthetic Muses Project. Then I have to backtrack and say the mapping, and it really is much harder.
I think we need to do a little bit more work on this.
On
To
what?
kind of just get it right. Maybe a subtext to it or something. It just doesn't
Mapping the
sound.
muses, I like what you said there.
Yeah, I kind of like, that's what I
was.
was trying to do, is to kind of tie them together, because
Ah,
I don't like,
absolutely,
Sure.
perfect.
I don't like the idea of just the mapping. It sounds too scientific. And the muses sounds too woo-woo or something.
Uh-huh.
And, like, we're trying to make it so obfuscational that it's not educational.
What if it is
We won't get it unless you
Pam
come to
with two
every
M's?
concert.
What?
Pam with two
Polyaesthetic
M's.
mapped muses.
Polyaesthetic mapping the muses.
I like
We
that.
want
Yeah.
Pam with two
or
M's.
Mapped or mapping?
Mapping, what did you?
And
what
people
did I
won't
say?
confuse that with a regular name,
Yeah, because
because
it's
it's
not.
not, right.
Pam. Pam. Pamela.
Reminds me of the OMA, you're talking about OMA, you know, the
Oh,
museum? Oh, she said OMA,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
yeah, I did,
museum.
I did.
Oceanside Museum,
Uh-huh.
OMA.
Oh, my.
OMA is mother in Korean.
Oh, is
It
it?
is.
Yeah.
So
Oma.
your
Yeah.
question was what? Is it
Mapping muses or mapped,
mapping the
Polyaesthetic.
mapping the
mapping.
muses?
Polyaesthetic map,
How about polyaesthetic mapping?
muses.
The muses.
polyaesthetic mapping,
The muses.
mapping the muses.
Put the colon.
Yeah,
Aesthetic
yeah,
You don't
polyaesthetic
need to-
mapping,
When you have
the
a.
muses,
you know,
and
you
that,
have
that's
to
our
put the image.
That actually
subtext.
sounds pretty good, something,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, 'cause
No.
otherwise we get
You
into.
don't, so
Yeah,
that
it-
can
Well, we
still
can
work
bring
for
this
the
in.
admin.
Polyaesthetic mapping, colon, the muses?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So on the logo, we should drop the PAM and just have underneath it polyaesthetic mapping colon the muses.
Either that or PAMM.
Or the website, which is what you've got.
But the thing
We
is,
had one that had the website address, what did? isn't it
in the
some
logo,
other- Oh, no, I'm thinking of sea changes.
uh,
A lot of times you put the website address as, you know, not in the actual icon itself, but
Mhm.
underneath the icon, you just put the website address.
This muse here is actually one of the Greek muses.
Which one?
I
So if
don't
you're
remember,
gonna do
but
a
it's.
website, you might have it.
I stole
It's
it.
a real thing.
It is,
Right.
yeah, it's an
Yes.
ancient Greek statue of one of the muses, I can't remember which one.
hopefully that one's not
I am.
taken,
Yeah,
which it probably won't be
Clear.
though.
probably won't be. Probably much better than that
Yeah.
double M.
So we're talking about,
Cocoa Pellet.
So I think you
Hoping
should
you
have
do
two, I'm sorry to do this, but I know you've got it on something.
oh,
You
that's,
can change
that's
it
very
easily.
easy to change.
I think you should have one that's just the image
Yeah,
with no
Yeah,
words
I-
on it,
Yeah,
and then,
but I think this, for like posters or something, like if you want something big, you know, with
Yeah.
polyaesthetic mapping, the muses, you know, colon the
Underneath.
muses, underneath.
And
In
so-
certain instances, in other instances, just the
image.
image.
And you think you want to take the PAM even with the double M off of the image entirely?
yeah, I
I
don't think
feel
we
like
need these double
from
M.
the artistic sense,
Let's leave it
the
at
PAM is distracting from the image.
Okay,
And when you go for a logo, you want simplicity.
yeah.
You don't want too many components, and you already have the illustration of the words underneath. So I would leave out the PAM because it's overstating it and it's just taking away from the image. And you really want.
And
that
also
to
you'd
be
have to redo it with a double M and then it's even bigger and.
No, it'll be
it's even-
smaller, just make the
Yeah,
letters
but then
smaller.
it's smaller and you can't even read it and.
But
I
then
think
how
she's
do, how do
right.
they get the, I mean, you just take it out?
No, see
altogether?
what you
Just
do
in
is
the
you've got,
actual.
you've got this shape, right? I'm sorry, I'm not doing it right, but you've
Right
got a shape. And then what you do is you put the letters here and then you box the whole thing in, all right, with a border,
And just
right?
take
So
out
you
the-
don't have to have that floating in nothing.
Right.
You box it in with some sort of a border. Yes, exactly, you box that in, so then when you, if you send it off to somebody to use in press, or if you put, you know, whatever you're doing, whatever, however we use it, we'll box it in. Because you don't want it floating with the letters just floating underneath it, you need to have a border around it, and then I think it'll read quite well, so.
Why do you have to have a box around it?
If you look at all the,
Most logos are self-contained.
Well, this is
They're not a
too,
word.
it's just not a box, it's like a,
Right.
but then you can't have the words underneath it, though, if the
Well-
words are just floating underneath, you don't need
Oh.
the box unless
Oh,
you have
I
the
see.
words
Oh,
underneath it, if
okay.
you have the words underneath it, because otherwise you put it on a white sheet.
That's why,
Or
that's
you
why.
put
you
it on
need
a
it.
color.
So like
and-
for the
you
DNA of
know, If
creativity.
you put it on a color, then it's becoming a box anyway.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
you're the one that designates what the size of that box is because you're putting a border on it.
Has just
So
as
this,
like being
like
in the
this
box.
logo is a good example of
Yeah.
that. You've got
He
the
likes it out of the box.
information and it's all contained in the logo. It's simple, but it gives the information.
But that one doesn't have a box, it's just a circle.
Well, circle instead of a box,
Yeah.
but it's self-contained.
And if you have the words underneath, then you need to have that border around it to put it. But you're not
No,
gonna
what we
need
just-
to have the words all the time, because on
No.
a website, you'll just have the logo, and then you'll have the words, big words.
So
that
we're
you
talking
put
about
to
two
the side on a
instances.
banner.
Talking about two different instances, one is just logo, no Pam. I gotta move this over, you know, to compose it.
Uh-huh.
It's just that. And then
Yeah.
another one is a boxed-in version with polyaesthetic mapping,
Yes.
the muses.
Yeah, that's what I was
What if
suggesting.
we just fit polyaesthetic mapping colon the muses in that
You
shape?
can't, it's too
Too
big.
small.
It's-
In
And
the
it
middle a little
distracts
bit.
from the image and it's.
Would you put polyaesthetic mapping on top and the muses on the bottom, or would that be too far?
Are they aesthetic mapping the muses? No, you need it all together. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
You fool around with it and see what
To
looks.
me, it seems like
Yeah,
you're tying it together. If you have it separate, then it's like,
yeah.
is it together, or is it, what is this polyaesthetic mapping? What's the muses then?
Now,
Okay.
also, I want you to remember, guys, that all 4 of the logos from the teams are all quite different, right? Because each
Mhm.
team has come up with its own
They're
logo,
all-
each one is
Everybody's
individual.
different,
What I might be doing is having a graphic designer take each one of your images and abstracting it to make a set of images that reads for the whole project. So when we brand it, so I will take elements of that, right, and just have it abstracted, and then on each one of your pages on the site, it'll have the branded one, the branding logo, and your logo both. And we'll probably put the branded logos, you know, right now the DNA of creativity has those question marks on it, those sort of jeweled question marks, because I didn't know what the project was gonna be, and I needed a website. But I will replace them with the branded logos at the top of every page on the DNA of Creativity website as well. I haven't talked to Amy about that, but that's my intention, okay? So this is, you know, that will be another type of logo that you'll be able to use as well.
Something this group needs is a video person, but somebody that's really a video person.
Yeah.
I am not. I just record, and I hardly even know how to use the software for
Uh-huh.
editing. I just kind of cut, paste, you know.
Yeah, I don't, but we don't have a lot of people. like
There was
that.
one
Now,
guy
we
that
have-
volunteered, but, you know, and then I approached him and he disappeared.
And he disappeared.
You
It's
know,
very
you remember
hard.
that?
Um,
He contacted you.
I have the name of one man that's going to, leave it for now. What I want you to do is still work on this really simple 1-minute one,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
I have the name of the man.
Oh,
The
good.
simple 1-minute one. Are you
This-
talking about the one I'm gonna do?
Yeah, the 1 to 3 minute one. I'm having a meeting tomorrow with somebody that might be doing a video for the whole DNA promotion. But if you've got somebody, this is something to spend some of your money on.
Right, right. Because, yeah, this is, usually video people need to be paid.
But you need to have it scripted. You can't just say, so this is our idea. You need to know exactly, storyboard, scripted. You need to work on it so you know exactly what you want it to look, and you've got to figure out that that'll fit in the time, in the reality. And then you can bring a video person in just for editing. So if you can take the film and then you give it to them and say, can you edit this whole thing now together so that it looks good and looks
Flows,
professional and flows, and then you just pay them for that bit of it. And we might, you know, if your guide doesn't work, then I might have some people that will do that, but you will have to spend some money on it, I think, to get that, because I haven't got a lot of video volunteers around. There's a few people that know how to do it. Charles Bronson is one of them. Do you know Charles Bronson?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he said that he would do some stuff for us, but I've got him also, you know, lined up to do a funky View Art Now video that's 30
Hello?
seconds. I don't want him to do much
Hello?
more than that. And what you're talking is much more kind of talking
Well,
heads.
if we start talking about, you know, me trying to put this together and then bringing in the
But-
CAD model and
Yeah.
pieces and then this thing on the website and you've got all of this stuff edited in and out.
So don't do that. Make it real simple. This is not a video artwork. This is a tool
But it
at
needs to
this
be pro.
store.
It needs to look pro.
It needs to look good, but it's a tool at this point to get the word out about what you guys are doing. So the first thing to do is to think about it. to get it scripted and to get it storyboarded. And then after that, we can take a look and be conscious of not making it too complicated to do when you do it. Because it doesn't need to be that complicated, it just needs to be clear, it doesn't need to be bells and whistles, you know? And I know you have some minimal skills, like I do, on editing.
Hello?
You know, I've got that editing
Oh, I can
software that comes.
cut,
Yes.
Yeah,
But I don't even know how to
Still at,
fade
meeting.
oh, I
things
can
together.
do that, I can teach you how to do that.
Meeting of the
Well,
minds.
on my software,
It's software
Yeah.
that comes in Word.
All right.
Microsoft Office has, do you have Microsoft Office?
I actually have, I think, Apple
Okay.
has their own.
Oh,
It
yeah.
comes with.
If you
Final
have
Cut
an
Pro.
Apple?
Oh,
I have
yeah.
an
Yeah,
Apple.
yeah, there's an actual program that
It's
comes
pretty
on all Apples
easy.
that, yeah.
It's pretty easy, it's just how to make it.
And there's actually a YouTube video on how to use it, because I had to use it for a class, so you
Yeah.
can watch.
But I don't know, I don't want you to have to learn that skill necessarily, but
Actually would like to learn it myself.
yeah, but that is pretty simple. I think we want something fairly simple, you know, and all this stuff is drag and drop. You know, you drop it in here, you know how to cut it a little bit. The transitions is what you're talking about, and there's usually a tab that says transitions, and you go through and accordion this, or
Right,
fade this,
yeah.
or, you know, and you can apply them to all, or you can do different ones for different ones. But don't get too, you know, it's not about that, it's about making it understandable. Are we done?
Piano,
I
solo
guess so.
piano, playing music.
Yeah, we just,
Sepia
Is
too.
it 8?
So
That's
the,
good.
so the really,
Eight oh five.
It's just after
That's
this.
good,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like meetings that
Good.
end on time.
Yeah, okay.
so the real open stuff is the artist.
The real open stuff is the artist, and I would like to have that video before I approach them, because
Sure.
they need to be able to understand that.
Sure.
Otherwise, it entails you going and having a one-on-one meeting with them, and maybe you should think
We'll
about
do
doing
that
that.
afterward anyway.
after we get it
Yeah.
in, yeah.
The things that, the other things, the lovely things that she put on this list, right, are what I required.
Yes, for the, presentation.
So, she needs a team photo. Do you have a team photo online?
We have the one that's on the,
DNA or
DNA.
There is a
That's
team
what we
photo.
have.
It's not
It's a
everybody.
really crappy photo.
it's not a good photo at all, and it doesn't have a ribbon in it.
It's a terrible.
All right, next time we get together, let's do that.
Okay.
So next meeting, take a photo.
Team
So when,
photo.
how about our next meeting, or do we need to doodle it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can doodle it.
Okay. Okay.
Why don't we just take a picture
What are you
tonight
guys
since we're here?
thinking? I would say towards the end of October, because that's when the website will be.
No, you need a meeting before that, don't you? They
Yeah,
like to
I'm
meet.
gone the
You don't
20th through the
necessarily need to come.
27th.
You can set the agenda and
Yeah.
you can Skype in, but
And I can
they like to
Skype in.
meet more than that, I think, don't you?
Yeah,
So when were you guys thinking for?
I'm not available from the 20th of October on, so it needs to be before that.
Okay. What about the first week of October?
The gig on the 5th,
Yeah, right around then is really bad. After that is better.
Second
After the
week?
5th?
yeah.
After the 5th, okay.
So
And
around,
I
I
can
have
make-
multiple things going on.
So do a doodle
Yeah.
but do it on that week.
I'll do it for
Yeah.
after the
Yeah,
5th.
because I've got jury duty the 17th of October. I guess it's
You know,
going.
so the week in between, oh God.
So between the 5th.
Ha- Have you done that before?
Oh, it comes
Never,
every year.
I've never been in town. I went one time.
We're looking for 2 quality images, some kind to do, you know, and, because I need something to show the video and 2 quality, we've got the logo, right?
That's one quality image.
We
And
have,
maybe
and we're
one
gonna
of
take
the-
the team photo.
And the team, and I was thinking maybe an image off of the,
What about his
yes.
mapping?
Yes,
Yeah. mapping image.
What was it?
Do you have the revised one with the new titles on it?
Yeah,
The new Access titles on it?
I think so.
Okay.
good.
yeah.
I'll need, that's.
That's really important, so that should be the best image of
Mhm.
that.
And 2 quotes about your progress. So I think that should be John.
We suck.
Yes?
John, because you like to write, and you
Wordsmith?
come up with a quote. One quote, and Rachel, I think you should come up with the other quote.
Sure.
Okay, the quote is what? on
About the progress of the team.
Progress, okay.
Mhm.
Well,
And this is because we're doing a press release that we're sending out in November as well.
okay.
Now, I'm not saying they're all gonna be used, but yes, two quotes, 2 photos, the updated list of the team members.
I need to work on that, get that updated.
A revised press paragraph with quotes of the team vision. You know, that's the same paragraph that should be on the homepage of the website. So that needs to make sense to people. So I'd like you, if you could make an attempt at it, and
Sure.
then Cass and I will edit it with
Edit
you.
it and add anything,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Okay, I've got a quick question. How long should this quote be? One sentence, 2 sentences?
one sentence.
One sentence.
One sentence is enough.
One sentence.
If you can't keep yourself to that.
Okay, it's 1 to 2, okay.
I mean, if he says one
20
sentence.
words or less.
Yes, I was gonna say, one
Like-
sentence, that
like-
would be a paragraph and a half, right?
Right, right. And when do you need this?
November 1st.
Okay.
November 1st.
And I'll put that on your to-do list when I send out the meeting minutes.
Okay. 'cause I-
Everyone's gonna get a
because
to-do.
It
We
turns
got
out
to do
tomorrow
this.
I have, tomorrow and Friday, the only days I have
We
any
need
time
to
at
kind
all.
of get together. Are you
So I can, I'll get
available Friday or
I'll prepare the
Saturday?
file for
this
you
week?
tomorrow.
Well, I've got the bio that I can give you,
Not
the
Saturday.
same one that we're using on the
Friday?
homepage of the
Can you make some
DNA
time?
Creativity site.
Because we
You don't
should
need to
just
do
talk
that,
about this.
bio and.
No, his personal bio.
We have
Oh,
this-
you have one personal bio
Because
for
he's
him?
on the
Yeah.
committee,
Oh,
so I've already
Oh,
got.
okay,
Well,
good.
well,
So it's on the DNA of
So you've got
I've
creativity.
got
Picture.
ideas
Picture.
for music, but
I know,
you're gonna
but
be
the
playing
It's in
tutor
the
thing has
picture
been
if you want.
modified.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I think I do.
But I
So
don't
you
know how.
dropped
it's
him?
been-
Amy did that, a long time
And
ago.
I wasn't
I
unable
haven't
to talk
seen
to
it. I'll
Arthur
take a look at it.
because
Yeah.
he just
Is
called
it
me.
at the van site or the?
I'm actually gonna be
It's
really
at the,
busy for the
it's
whole
at
rest
the
of September.
DNAofcreativity.org.
Yeah, 'cause I have stuff I have to do for school,
Both
presentations,
Kaz
there's
and,
a lot of things going on.
Must have, I
John
must have,
Taylor's
the
I must have
Or-
the address, but let me make
What?
sure.
The Adams Avenue
So
Street
what you
Fair.
want to do at
Oh,
your
really?
next
You doing
meeting
something for that?
is
My
talk
band had put
about
out a CD,
description
playing
and
the whole
display
CD.
plans for the
Yeah,
Oceanside
the whole
Music
show.
Bar.
I wanna
We
go.
really
I don't
need-
know.
Huh?
An
When is
artist.
We need the artist.
But you
No,
can
that's on the
do a
30th,
display, you
Sunday.
can do,
Yeah,
you know, you can
Friday's
say,
not good,
you know, we want it,
because I have a guy.
we don't know what the
with
sculptures are
shed.
gonna be, but, or
We
we
need a
could,
cubic
Yeah,
City
space.
gave me a
Or we could
violation.
even
I have to
take
fix
out-
that, So,
Can we
we
ask
could
for that?
even
says
take
it's about
some
a
of
two-day
their
project.
sculptures off
So
of their
Thursday and Friday
website.
are the 2 days.
You know,
Okay.
because I don't have any other time.
Duplicate them.
to do it.
You know,
Map
so-
them.
Yeah, so I'll be busy
No,
Friday
just
with
to-
that,
for
and
the,
then Saturday.
what the physical display in the space is gonna be. Now, remember, this isn't
Saturday
gonna
I'm
be
free, I guess,
written in
until the
stone.
afternoon.
They're gonna wanna
Till
do
about
their
2,
display,
so-
Right.
and they're gonna want it, so all
could
we're
get together
doing is
before that.
convincing them
That'd be
that
good.
we're in the
Come on in, have a
stage,
stir
that
fry.
that there's gonna be,
All
a-
right.
it's gonna be a
Well,
good exhibition. So this is just a hoiked up sort of demonstration of what we want, right? So I wanna have a page for each of the teams, that, so I can print that out and give them a page on each of the teams that has this information on it, and has a little diagram of what they're thinking about, and a little description of what the display should be. Now, we've already worked on that a little bit, because we've said what the display is, but we wanted to kind of diagram it out.
So are we, you've got all these little catchy acronyms, so are we abandoning Pam?
We're making
We're
it
just
double
adding
M.
in N.
It is just.
Yeah, I
just
did
double
that.
N, okay.
Can you make a note in the minutes for me to
Yes.
change that?
But that's not on the
Or
logo.
maybe just actually copy me
Oh,
on
is that
the
mapping?
minutes
Okay.
as well. Updated and additional funding if needed. Okay, so I want you to think about that at the next meeting, about your costs and all that. And what I've said is,
Budgetary,
you've got your 2,000, but there's additional funds for exhibitions. So you want to think how you're going to spend your $2,000.
okay.
And that can be any way you want. The additional funds
How
should
about
not go for salaries, you know, they should be for exhibition expenses or hard expenses, or paying for a videographer to do things.
Well, that one gal, you know, was interested, but she wanted money.
Which
And
one
she
was
a
that?
video person. She was the one that did the guys doing the stuff out on the beach, drawing in the sand. She did the video of that.
Oh,
Remember?
no, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
vaguely remember
Vaguely,
that.
yeah.
Did you ever ask her how much she
The only thing I
wanted?
didn't like about it is that it didn't.
Oh, it wasn't very good. It was
Oh.
it was very a little too artsy.
It was artsy, I didn't mind that, but it was just,
Wobbly?
it was wobbly.
Yeah.
You don't want that in a good
No.
Steady
I
can.
mean, you can, I think you should start with Jonathan's man, because Jonathan, if you ask him, what's his name?
Sean Ward, I have his phone number too.
Sean Ward. If you
Does anybody
start-
want his phone number?
Well,
We're gonna
once
ask
he's
you
your
to
friend, why don't
contact
you
him.
give him a call, see
Okay.
how he feels
Right.
about it.
Okay, I haven't called him for a while.
See if he wants to be a part of the creative activity.
Right.
If he doesn't, then we ask him
Yeah.
how much he costs.
Well, he was working for the Escondido Museum of Art, California Museum.
Center for the Arts, California
Arts,
Center
yeah.
for the Arts.
And tell him his video will be probably shown in the Oceanside Art Museum.
Right, okay.
And then if he
That,
doesn't,
that would be the
the
carrot.
draw,
Yeah.
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 And then the other thing is, if he can't do it, then say, do you know of anyone else? Do you have a student, do you have an intern? Do you
Yeah,
So always, if somebody says no, I always ask them, do you want to recommend something,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
all right.
And so with that additional
And what would
funding,
he actually be doing, just so I can?
I think you're only, probably, for the first phase, you're asking him to edit existing material, to edit it and put it together into a maximum 3-minute presentation on an explanation of polyaesthetic mapping. That's the first phase
Is that the one
that you
That
want
you're-
help
yeah.
with right now. Yeah.
Okay,
So that's all we want
okay,
help
that's
with
just,
right
that's
now.
the first thing, and then
And it's
possibly,
it's only 3 minutes or so, right?
Yeah, 3
and
minutes
then,
maximum.
and then possibly
And then-
later on, videoing, the concert, or,
Well, I would think that,
We may do a series of, this would be the first one, this first 3-minute one, and
right,
maybe do a series.
series.
of further
Of
further
tutorials.
tutorials. I
And
think
it-
that's right,
it-
because I think that we don't, if we're, once the project is in the museum, you know, then there's no, we don't want to videotape the concert or the discussion that happens in the museum. But if we did a concert before the museum exhibition that was in another space, then that could be part of the documentation that goes into the monitor that's part of the exhibition.
Okay.
All
And he
right?
could do something very artistic with that as well, have some ownership in.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Space for Art comes to mind, actually,
Yeah,
Mhm.
or even that place out in Rancho Bernardo, that cubicle space out there.
I should just mention that the woman that's, one of the places where we're launching the web app is an event in the fall of next year called Ambush. And Cara Mia is planning to do some sort of fashion show for the next sound concert that she's doing. And so wherever she shows it, like in May, then we're hoping that she'll be able to present it again at Ambush. So there might be a place for music with the fashion show as well, right? And I put her together with Antoinette to think about that, but, you know, if you could get, if you,
You could do a fashion show on the muses.
oh, that's what I was just gonna say. So I'm going to a meeting with them both about the fashion shows, both of their fashion
Actually, I
shows.
think that's a really good.
And
That's-
I
that is
was going
cool.
to suggest that we can only really tie in if you can combine art and science, you know, as part of the fashion show. It's a straight fashion show, you know, it doesn't have enough to do with what we're doing. But if it has this component, and the fashion shows, the way they do fashion shows nowadays at these big events is, there's more than one. So this could be one, and then they could be doing other things as well. So it might not be a whole fashion show for this, but if one of their fashion designer likes the idea of the muses as an inspiration, then I said, hey, you know, then we can cross-promote the whole thing, and, you know, it becomes one of our events, and.
And nothing.
That would be
Right.
phenomenal.
So,
I like that as a starting point.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
that?
drape them in gauze and nothing else.
Men.
And then these
Then
terahertz
Pam would definitely be
radiation
sexy.
Yeah.
So those were the
standard
last 2
from
points were the
PSA.
funding
Yes.
and the additional venues.
Yeah.
And so you need to think about additional venues you want and where you want those to be and whether you need help with that. And, you know, so those are all things to talk about in the next meeting.
I'm envisioning cerebral cog and somebody running around with somehow creating fog, and she's in the fog. No, you can never even see her. People are, just keeping fog around her. She's dancing in the fog, and no one can see anything.
If it turns out that we can't do, work with this teacher team, that said that she wanted to be involved because it's too much science and not enough art, or it just doesn't work out, then what we can do is we can go and start approaching art teachers.
I'm
And
an
they
art
could-
teacher.
You
Oh,
are?
Oh, well,
Yes,
very
I'm an
good.
art teacher.
where do you teach?
In Moreno Valley, I'm a middle school art teacher.
So,
Marina Valley, you live way up there?
Mhm.
She drove all the way down here for this.
Wow, I'm impressed.
so why don't you become the teacher on the team?
I don't know. Why don't I?
You're welcome.
Because I was gonna
Then
say,
we'll travel
now why-
to you.
So why don't you think
That takes care of
about,
that.
why don't you think about a,
It says right here, you're on the team.
Uh,
why don't you think about a lesson plan that has to do with the muses
Okay.
as a subject for your students?
Yes, and we'll build it around your class. Now what grade are you?
6th, 7th, and 8th.
Oh, that's perfect. That's just perfect. No, I just think that's,
They're excited.
they're excited and not,
Yeah.
not
Old enough to
too.
They're not too
understand it,
jaded
but
yet.
not,
Yes,
Yeah.
not
exactly.
old enough to
Did you see the
have
lesson
too many
plan that I
preconceived
attached?
ideas.
Yeah, I have it right
Okay,
here.
okay, good, so you know the outline of the
Yes.
lesson.
Those aren't
Well,
those
let's-
the rebellious
let's-
years?
Yes. Yes, very.
Yeah, but-
Hormones are raging.
Right,
They're testing every boundary.
right.
I remember.
Yeah.
Do you collect the cell phones at the beginning of the class?
I don't collect them, but if they take them out, then they're mine. But it's pretty poor socioeconomic status where we are, so,
Are you in Moreno Valley itself?
Mhm.
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So that's like between Riverside and
Mhm, and
San Bernardino?
Yeah.
Or the 60 hits the 215.
Yeah.
So what are you guys gonna do? If she can't make the next meeting, how are you gonna
I
set
will
up
make it.
staff?
I will-
Oh,
I
you
will,
will make,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah, okay.
all right.
I'll make sure that I can make it.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
long as it's like once a month, I just can't come down every week.
No.
Right.
But, once a month I can make it down.
Well, I'm going to have a beer.
How
Yeah,
is
let's have it
everybody-
here since she's coming so
Okay.
far.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
From the-
it's
Anyway,
pretty central, yeah, because you and
Yeah.
it's good for you and me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Or you can have
And I'm
it,
used to
you
coming
can
here
also
now.
have it at my house, because
Okay.
it's not that, well, it's a bit more farther to go to my house for her than to come here.
Well, you're coming down 15, right?
Yeah.
Coming down 15, so it's a little
15 to
bit-
what?
It's another 5
How do you
miles.
get over here?
Yeah.
Trying to think how it took me over here.
You come across on
56.
Del Dios Highway?
I don't know,
78?
I used my GPS. I
Oh.
feel
That's
so
all
like
right.
ignorant.
78?
No, it didn't take me 78. It took me much farther down.
Probably Del
Del
Dios.
Dios.
Probably,
Yeah.
did you go by a
Through the
reservoir,
mountains. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Big
water.
dam.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's the
seems
best
like-
way.
Okay, yeah.
And there is no traffic,
Pretty
surprisingly,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's
It was
just set
actually-
it, well, we can set it.
Thank you for
pretty
coming.
painless. Oh, no
Monday
problem.
night is
My
usually-
pleasure.
Monday night will work for me
Interesting,
too.
that's
Well,
gonna work.
I happen to have a bunch of calendars.
Yeah,
Feeling
I'm
good?
definitely for using your
Feeling
kids
better
because
about the
you're
whole thing?
intimately involved with the
Yeah.
thing.
Because it was
Yeah.
just
I
lost.
think it would work.
It's
Yeah.
not lost.
It
Yeah.
was lost.
It's lost in your mind.
And
It's
my
all
principal
right
would
in
be
my
so
mind, Cass.
excited about having this program be
Well, you've been through
integrated
this
into.
before.
Yeah.
With
Now,
other
if you
groups.
guys-
I know when it.
If you guys are good with
completely
October 8th,
dysfunctional,
that works
And
for
when
me.
it's just.
I probably can't make it at 6:30.
Just wobbling.
It's just, you know, and it's just like a little dome.
Is that a Monday?
Stand up
Yeah,
on
Columbus
his
Day.
legs and all that.
All right.
Any of them work.
But the
I can do the
potential,
eighth.
They're all the same.
that's what's
I can do the
amazing.
8th.
I'd rather
I mean,
not do
October
it
8th, to
Monday.
me, it seems
What?
like there's
You don't
lots
wanna
of
do Monday?
potential. And
I'd rather
I mean,
not,
the-
but,
the fashion show, I mean,
I don't have a
that
huge.
could, Like the
how
guy
about
that
9th
did
or
the
10th?
dark stuff.
The good thing about Monday is it Columbus
Is the-
Day? 'Cause I
the
think we
art
have that
edition,
off.
yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, let's
So-
just do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the other
We
day
could
didn't
actually-
work.
Short
Oh,
guy.
the black stuff.
The black,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
that
he's
guy
got
would.
very popular now.
I'll
No,
send
I'm
out a
sure,
doodle again
but
though, just to get
he would be
I won't-
perfect.
I won't get involved in that aspect. I'll leave that to
Monday's actually the
Antoinette,
only
because
evening
that's
I
what
have
she
free.
does now, and we'll see whether I can make that happen.
Busy every other
But
night.
if we need
Or
to
Saturday,
gather up
maybe.
a whole group of artists to do the
Well,
business,
that just
it doesn't
means you're
work out
working.
with the Delatories are the only ones.
And,
who are
or
gonna do
band,
it.
Or babysitting.
Then we
or
can
school.
step in and sit down and start coming up with
One of
names
each.
sculptures that might be interesting.
Working on Tuesday
I
night,
think we can get,
No.
I think we can.
no, band on
Because they
Tuesday
can be
night,
abstract, they don't have to
working
be
on Wednesday
figurative.
night, school on Thursday night, working on Friday.
Sculptural representatives, we might be able to get Becky Gooden to do one. And
Just stay
there's a
healthy.
few people I think that we can count. I might
Babysitting
do
on
one.
Sunday.
You might want to do one, right? I'm doing fish for the Sea Changes project. I'm doing a ceiling full of transparent cellophane fish.
Oh, wow.
So when you're in their exhibition, they have these silk, they have silk banners, and then they're projecting on them fish that are swimming.
Oh, I like that.
So when you walk through their space, you're gonna be like walking
It's gonna
in
feel
and
like
out of
you're
things, and it'll project on you, and it'll project on the banners.
Oh, wow.
And then up above, I'm hoping to have these transparent fish, floating above you that are lit, and their project is also, it's complicated, they're all complicated projects. I think Urban Secession is probably the simplest one, which is planning sculpture stands. And,
For the
photographs on the wall and some
animals, yeah.
some sculpture stands.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Okay.
try to get the minutes out by Friday at the latest.
Okay.
Sorry,
It's still
It's
fresh
gonna
in your
take,
mind.
yeah, it's gonna take me a few days, but I will get it
Okay.
out, and everyone will have a section of what they're responsible for taking
Thanks
care
for
of.
taking care of that.
Yeah,
No problem.
yeah.
Do we want to read the minutes on the video
I
or?
don't think we need to do that now.
I wrote everything down,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't think we need to do that
All right.
now. I love the idea that you're gonna post the videos, but I'll tell you, what we really need is to divide up the task of looking at the videos. Each one of us maybe taking one session, and then the most important thing the funniest or most important or most interesting section to mark down
Mark the time.
the time of that, and then if we
Go
give
through
it to somebody to edit, all this footage down, because it's too daunting for anybody to sit down and watch it,
Yeah,
right? But if we divided it up and each one of us said, well, I'll watch this 2 hours and I'll mark down what it is, and with some of them are more, they're divided up into smaller bits than that,
We've got
tons.
tons of stuff. And maybe that would be something, once we get other, if the group gets bigger, it'll be a lot easier to handle. Not right now.
Yeah, it's too much to take on right now, but, it's
It may be worse than
it's a little bit wasted, all this wonderful footage, if nobody ever does anything with it.
You sure had fun doing it though, didn't you?
Yeah,
It was fun, yeah, I know.
It did.
okay, I have a long
tonight.
drive, so I
Yeah,
have to.
me too.
Tonight, you were the one who brought up Mahler, not me.
I brought a mower as well.
Oh, okay.
I brought it up too, yeah.
Thank you, John, for
Oh, no,
having it.
my pleasure, actually.
Yes, thank you, Rachel, driving down.
My
Yeah, I
pleasure.
really appreciate it.
Why did I think
You'll have to
Kelly?
excuse me if I ever say
I don't even know
Rachelle.
Kelly.
Oh, don't worry, I get it all the time,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that's the way I learned it. I just, and then it's, it's not Rachelle,
Yeah.
it's Rachel.
Funny that we had
Rachel Ray, just like the cook.
we had a girl named Rachelle.
Nice to meet you too.
Down the lab from us, so.
Yeah, I get,
But she looked nothing like her.
no, okay.
So, anyway, thank you very much.
Thank
I
you,
didn't realize
yes.
you had to come for so far. So,
Oh, no
okay,
problem. It's
October
my
8th
pleasure.
is fine with me now.
Okay.
If I understand that you do not need 200 word biography.
No.
No, we have one for you.
Do an Italian
I might want to
version.
read it at some point.
Casimiro.
There you
They
go.
can look at it online.
Is that a real Italian name?
It's a real